This is Irontrader, and this is the weekend edition. Today, we're going to take a look at some indexes. First of all, I want to take a look here at the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and then we're going to get into some commodities, gold, silver, the U.S. dollar, and then we're going to take a quick look here at crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell, any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, first on the docket here, we have the Dow. Now, a lot of these indexes here have been selling off. We had a really good run, but basically, I think they're selling off, and they're finally coming to the realization here that the Fed isn't going to be cutting no 6 times, no 3 times. They might even be raising rates here. And I think the market is finally kind of like accepting this here. I've been telling you this for months. There's no way. I mean, if you just all you have to do is get out of your house, you can see the massive inflation. You go to a grocery store, you go to a car lot, go on Zillow and check out housing prices. It's just not there. Okay, so I just don't think that the Fed is going to cut. The last thing they want to do is I'm going to cut rates and then turn around and have to raise rates. Okay, so we got to look at the whole situation here. But I've been telling you for months here. I just can't see where they're going to be doing anything like a massive cutting situation. So I just think the indexes are realizing it, and then this is what we have. Now again, this is a pullback here. So here's what we want to do. Let's take a look here at the Dow first. Okay, so we can see here where you're pretty much double top situation, and now you came down, and now you're below this key 8 SMA here. That's going to be a very big problem because this 8 SMA is key. Now again, if it can reverse back above that, then you can change. Now the Dow here has been going sideways, so this has been really the best of the indexes here. I'll show you the S&P and NASDAQ next, but this is like the best of what's going on here, okay? So what we want to do is we want to watch, let's just take a look at the downside first. So you really want to watch is 37,611. This is going to be very, very key, okay? So again, if that's lost, we just come right to below here. You got 37,451, and then we can come right down to these candles. Right here is basically what you're looking at 37,122. Okay, so that's really the next level. And then you can just follow everything down. But realistically, if this is all lost, and these where you have the price channel and these candles are lost here, then you're going to maybe even retest this 36. 214 level here. That's your 200-day. But right now, this is still looking nice sideways action. It's still looking very, very strong. So what we need to do is you got to get above this 8 SMA here. See, this is key. 37,994. That's going to be very key. And then we have the 100-day sitting right above that at 38.77. Then we can just follow the candles all the way up here. So basically what you got there is 37,877. And then you have 38,386, and then we just follow right on up here. You got 38,598, and then we have 38,662, and then this is what you're going to be looking for is these key levels here. Okay, so you're looking at 37,786, and then we have that 50-day at 37,817. What I don't like about this is see how your price is below that 8 SMA, and see how you fight it the whole way. And now that 21-day is rolling over that 50 SMA here. So even if the price can get back above and close above this, you're going to run into some huge resistance here. So again, if this does run, just watch that key, your 21 SMA here at that 38,786. And then watch that key level at 38,817. Very, very crucial here. Now, when you look at the weekly, you got that 38,174. You can see where just for the week is still right below that. And then we have your 8-day rolling over. That's not very good. But again, that's got to be, you got to get close above that. Because you can see here when this 8-day rolls over, just like we have here, okay, until you can get back above it, then you can ride it. And then you can look how much support that creates. But when you get below it, look what happens. You're just fighting the thing the whole way. So we've got to see here, but you have some nice sideways action. Maybe possibly if I found a bottom here. Okay, but if it didn't, just the next level here, just look at that 37,451 and then bring this price channel right across here. That's what you're looking at is 37,122. It doesn't have to get all the way down to that 200-day, but I just like pointing things out to you to say, hey, if this is all lost here, yeah, we can follow these candles down, but there's your big target is going to be that 200 SMA here, okay? Just like the 50-day here is on your weekly chart here, okay? But that's pretty far below. But let's just look at it here on the positive side of it here. If we can get it back above this key 8 simple moving average here, then we can have a run. But just watch when this thing runs, just watch that 21 day and then watch this 50-day beats. Once we cross below, that's going to provide very, very strong resistance. Now we look at the RSI here. Look like you got like a bottom situation here. Maybe you can rally right on up here. You got a really really oversold kind of a condition here. So if this can rally up here and that green can cross back above the red, then she can roll up. But see when that green crosses that red crosses below it, see it goes all the way down, and then this is what happens with the old price action. Now here on your weekly chart here, your RSI here looks like it kind of flattened out, but look at your MACD here. This is just starting to cross over, and that could come all the way down to here. So don't have an opinion here. Just watch that key 8 SMA here and the 100 SMA. If you can get above that, then your really big target is going to be that 21-day and that 50 SMA. On the downside, just watch this 37,661. If that's lost, then we're going to take these first targets going right here at that 37,122. And then we can just work yourself all the way on down here, okay, until we hit that 200-day, if it falls off that much. Okay, let's take a look here at the S&P. Okay, so we can look at this chart here on the S&P here, and let's just look at the top side. Okay, so we broke here, but you have a real good topping. And then what I never always liked here is this is like the first sign is when you start setting in these lower highs situation. Okay, and then when that 8-day crosses below that 21-day, we have the same thing as we have on the Dow. Okay, that's going to be very, very critical. Now, you're getting very, very close here. So what do we have here? This is what you want to watch, 49.47. That's going to be very, very key. And then we have right here, 49.34. Okay, so this is going to become pretty good support levels here if it can hold. Now, again, if it can't, then we can come all the way down much, much lower here. Okay, so what you want to do is we want to look to the left of the chart, okay, on this SP. So we want to watch this key level here. So if you loses that, then what we do is we just take these price channels here and come right across. Okay, so then you have a 39.20. Then we'll bring this price channel right across, and what do you have? Then you have 48.53. Okay, and then we can just really just keep right on coming all the way across here until you find the bottom. So you're looking at 47.40, and then we have all the way down here 47.14, and then this area here is going to be very, very strong. You got 46.87 because you have your rate here. Okay, 46.74. That is your 200 SMA. That's going to be very, very key. But however, let's not worry about that. Again, I like to show you where that is, but realistically, let's just watch this 21 SMA here, that 49.47, and watch this key 100A, because that's going to be key. Now, again, it could stop right there and reverse. Now, again, if this reverses back up, we can follow the candles, okay? So you got 50.19, you got 50.56, but this is going to be the critical, what you're going to be watching, is 50.74, that 8 SMA, very, very tough. And then right above it here, you have 51.18, that 50-day, and then we have your 21-day right above that at 51.62. See how that 21-day is rolling over? That 8-day is rolling over here, and now it looks like this 50-day is right now it's flattened out, but we've got to see if that's going to roll over here too. So if we can hold these key to 21-day here and the 100-day, then if it ran any kind of a rally up here, watch that 8 SMA, because that's going to be very, very strong resistance, just like it is here. See when it gets below, see what happens? You run right into it, and it just wants to send it down lower until you can cross back above. Now, your RSI here, we're going right down in oversold territory. Same way here with your MACD, but your green is still below the red. It can stay there. RSI here still just on the way down. Okay, and this here, the green just crossed over the red. That has a long ways to go here. Okay, so just be very, very cautious here on any kind of a rally. I think it's just going to be a selling opportunity if it gets into that 8-day or that 50-day, or even if that rally up into that 21-day. So just be very cautious. So again, if all these don't hold, then you're looking at that 46.74 on the bottom here, and then you could go all the way down here to this 46.16 before you caught. Now, what you also want to watch is this candle right here. Okay, so this is going to be very, very key. You're looking at 46.07. That's going to be very, very critical, and lines up pretty good here with the 46.16, because when this rallies up here nice like that, you can see above the 8-day, and then she comes on down, Then once you break out that, now that becomes this nice, good support level. Lines right up here at your 50-day if it gets all the way down. We don't know. This could hold that 21-day, could hold that 100-day, and then reverse right back up. But if it does, then just watch that 8 estimate. It can be very, very hard to get right back above it very easily. Okay, let's look at the old NASDAQ. Now we can see the NASDAQ here really took the brunt of it, okay, because this isn't really holding anything, okay. So look what we have here. See, you lost that 15,520. You lost that 21 SMA. We lost that 100 SMA. Okay, so this was working pretty good. It was just kind of a sideways action. But what I never liked of it is that high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then now look at that 8-day. You crossed over the 21-day. They're both rolling over, and even that 50-day now is flattening out, but it looks like it wants to roll here. Now, again, what you always want to watch is that the candle here. Okay, so let's look at the downside first. Looking at 15,222. Okay, so your next level is going to be right here. This is going to be very, very critical. This is going to be 15,158. Now, there are a lot of gaps in fills on this chart. So what you want to watch is the bottom here. You're looking at 1587. There's your gap. Then look to the top. That's 1566. Okay, you're gapping your fill. Now take that same candle. Look at the bottom. That's 14,911. There's your gap, and then look to the top of that candle at 14,865. So you have a gap in the fill, a gap in the fill, and then we can look to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 14,706. Okay, so again, if that is lost, then you're going to come right here to this 14,576, and then possibly even down to this candle at 14,477. Okay, but again, if this 200-day holds, this would probably be just an awesome buying opportunity, because then we could have a nice rally up here towards your 100-day and even your 8-day and your 50-day and your 21-day. Now your RSI get into oversold conditions, same way with your MACD here. These are all charts out here are looking pretty much the same, okay, where you're rolling on and over. But again, very, very critical that you watch these key levels, but watch these gaps in the fills, okay, because those provide pretty good support on the way down here. And then obviously if that's all lost, then you want to come right there to that 14,576. And then below that, you have 14,360 here, okay? So again, what you always want to watch here too is looking at the top of this candle, okay? So you're looking at 14,446, lines up pretty nice here with this, okay? Just a little bit above. But again, when you're trading that kind of a numbers, it's just a, so always watch to the left because that was your breakout. So always watch that key there to the left here. Now the upside, you really have to get back above this 21, 15,525, and we have to get it back above that 15,489. These are your very, very two key levels here that you need to get back above. Again, if you can, get it back above there. Then we have a little bit of gap. So you're looking at 15,576. And then we look to the bottom of there at 15,587. So there's a little bit of gap in the fill. But if this can run up here, you're going to be right into a brick wall when you hit that 8 SMA here. And then if you can get higher, you got the 50-day and the 21-day. But as this 8-day keeps on rolling down, you're fighting that thing all the way on up. Just like we had here, another perfect example of how strong that 8 simple moving average is when you run up here. Look how nice it held the whole way. But when you lose that, this is what happens. Big ass red candle. Okay, let's take a look here at gold. Okay, commodities running. Usually gold is like a fear factor. Now we've had a lot of issues there in the Middle East where you had, Iran strike Israel striking back, that kind of thing. And I don't think that's going to be settled out for quite a while. Okay, so gold is obviously very, very strong anytime you have any kind of a situation like that. Okay, so this is what I always point out here about this 8 SMA here. So when it goes right on up here, see how nice that it holds? Yeah, you can spike down, okay, but that doesn't mean nothing. What did it do? It closed above it. That's the very key. So this is very, very bullish until you would lose that key 8 simple moving average. So now what you got 2406. So then we'll pick this candle here. What do we got here? 2414. That'll be next, and then we can come up to Friday's high. You're looking at 2433, and there's your big retest up there at 2448. Now you always look at kind of like around numbers where we were way back here, and this candle here was sitting at 2152. I said, well, next candle you want to look at or is basically when we look at the top of this candle, I should look at 2200. Went up to 2203. So you always want to look at those round numbers. See, so then I figured, okay, well then what do you have? You got 2450. Okay, well it's never really going to get 2450. It's always going to come there just below that. So when you're trading that, always remember, I'm saying that okay, it's not going to get 2450. Always, put if you want to have a sell situation, always put that price on below that. Now, again, if you can break through there, then obviously the next level is going to be 2475 and then 2500 is what the big goal is, what you're shooting for, okay? But again, it has to get up there. But now you got really good sideways action here. So again, just watch that top of that candle, 2414, and then watch a Friday's high, that 2433, and then you get a big retest up there, 2448. You close above, then that's a retest. Then you're going to go, that's your breakout, I should say, and then you're going to go up to probably to 2475, but you'll probably be looking for that 2500 level. That'll be the next thing. Now, the downside, what you really need to watch on this is one very, very simple, is this 8 simple moving average, okay? So again, if you can hold this key 8 SMA here at 2385, you're in good shape because you can see here how nice it's holding on up. But once that's lost here, then you can just go all the way down. So what you're going to be looking at the bottom of this candle, 2370. Then we want to always look at the bottoming tail, 2340. And then we were looking right here at that 2312. That's going to be what you're going to be looking for. Then you can come all the way down here to look at 2286. You follow the candles down, but always look at that candle. That's going to be very, very key, 2225. And then we want to look right there at that 2203, which lines up pretty nice here, 2185. Okay, so always look to the left of your chart because usually where it's been, and that's usually where it's going to go. But when you have these situations where it runs up, then this provides really good support here. That's why I always use the price channels, which are these blue lines on your charts. Okay, but realistically, right now, what you just want to watch that 8 SMA. Okay. If that's lost here, then we can come back to the bottom of that bottoming tail there at that 2340. And then here's going to be very, very key at that 2312. Now here on your weekly chart, very, very nice here. Okay, everything. Look at your 8-day, your 21-day, your 50-day. Everything is rising up very nice. What's what you always want on bullish is bottom left, upper right. That's what you want. Now again, if this is all lost, then we come to the top of that candle, that 2203, and then right there is what you're looking for, 2152. If you can start losing this 8 SMA right here, okay, which is basically that candle right there. I'll just show you here a little easier right there, okay. See, that's what you're looking at because that was your big spike high. But you got a lot of good support here underneath. The key is, as long as you hold that 8 SMA here, this can go sideways to up. If you lose that 8 SMA here, then we start looking for big targets, okay, all the way on down. Let's take a look here at silver. Okay, silver looks like we have pretty much the same chart as we had on the gold. Okay, so what do we have here? We have that nice 8 SMA. Again, if this is going to be totally key because as long as that can hold, this is very, very bullish. So you're going to have pretty much sideways to up. Okay, again, if you lose that 8 SMA here, then we can come lower. But let's look at the upside here first. Let's just look here right there. What you're looking at is 28.89, and then we look to Friday's high, 29.01, and then we come up to the top of this candle. Looking at 29.10, and then here's your big retest up here and breakout of 29.90. Again, if it breaks out of that 29.90, then you're going to head for the $35 level very, very easy. But see, this is 29.90. This is the same thing I'm talking about with round numbers. Okay, so you're not going to go to 30. So if you're in a process, say you want to sell this, and this is down there, you can always just put an order in there. 929.90, you could have went there 29.75, because a lot of times it's just not going to hit that exact 30 number. It's going to come close, just like it did here. Okay, so realistically, watch this high, that 29.01, 29.10, and there's your breakout, 29.90. A close above, you're going to 35. Just that simple. Now, downside right here. This is what you got to watch. This is the key to the whole chart right there is 28.38. Okay, if that is lost, then we're going to come right here to this level. You're looking at a 27.66. Lines up very, very nice here. Then we can come right over to the top of this candle. You're looking at 27.32. And then here's what your target that you're looking at is that 26.94. Okay, and then we can just follow the candles down. You got 26.40. Right here, you have a breakout candle, 26.29. But right here is what you're looking for first. We're going to look there at 26.34, and then we'll come right here to the top of that candle at 25.97. That's going to be very, very key. And then you can work yourself all the way down here to this 25.06 level, your 50 SMA. But everything's going to be based on this 8 SMA. If that's lost, just follow that bottom of the candle, and then it's going to be the 21-day. Follow this candle here. If that's lost, then it can come down to that 50-day. Very, very simple. Okay. One I forgot to put on there, but let's just do it anyway. Let's look at Bitcoin. All right. People love the old Bitcoin. They think they're going to be billionaires. I get that Bitcoin. Okay. Well, maybe they will be. So here we go. Now they have a target on this here. You're sitting at 26,150. They have a target of like 150,000 or something like that, you know. But again, we got to see how that's all going to realistically shake out. Now, you had a high of 74.15, and then we had really nice sideways action. But if you notice this here, what you have is a high, and then we have a lower high, and then a lower high, and then she sold off. Now, look at this 8 SMA here. See, so now you're right below the price. So even on Friday's rally, you came all the way down, and you held that key support level right here on this price channel, which is 59,705. But you bounced up, and where did you go? Okay, right into that 8 SMA here. So that 8 SMA is important. See, just like I'm going to show you again on this. So where this rallies up, see how it held it all the way up until you lose that 8 SMA here. It's still very, very bullish. The key is that simple moving average. But now, since it rolled over and crossed that 21-day, now you're talking about resistant levels here. Okay, so here's what you got. You got like a pinball action here. So you have to watch that 8 SMA here on the upside. Very, very key. That's 86. What do we have here? 85, 471. That's what you're looking about, 85, 471. Again, if it can break above that, then you got a nice shot here at your 21-day at 67,360. On the downside, right here is 63,249. So your price is going between the 50-day and that 8-day, 50-day and 8-day. So again, you break above that key 8 SMA, then you're going to be going to that 21-day, 67,360. And then we can just rally up here, possibly even retest that 73,380 and then 74,415. Again, you got to get up past this 8 SMA and that 21 SMA to do it. On the downside, watch that key 50-day, 63,249. Very, very key. Then we can come to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 61,005 and then 59,705. That is going to be your retest there, okay? Which lines up. So when you look at this, bring this right across some of these candles right across, it lines up very, very nice. Now, again, if that is lost here, you can come all the way down to this candle, which is basically 53,145, but you're going to line up very, very nicely here with the 52,988. And as this rolls right on up here, you'll see this progressively go higher. But look at the 8-day here, see, on your weekly chart, okay? So even though it came down, okay, down to that level there, when it rallied up, it just couldn't get back above that 8 simple moving average. So look how nice it held it, but once it gets down, now we could maybe dribble all the way down. We got to see how this all going to shake out here. But another thing I don't like about this is see we have a high here, okay? We have an even higher high and a lower high. See, this is negative divergence going on here, okay? So that is your first tell when you look at these charts. Same way with your MACD. Your green cross below the red, your price is going sideways, but this is looking very, very bearish going all the way down. See, that negative divergence is what you don't want to see when you have a high and then even have a higher high, but you got a lower high on your RSI here. So realistically, watch that 8 SMA on the upside. If you can bust above, then that 21-day 67,360 is your target. Downside, watch that 63,249. If that's lost, you're going to go 59,705. That is going to be your target. If that's all lost here, we can follow the candles, but realistically, there's your target right there, 52,988. Okay, let's take a look here at the U.S. dollar. Okay, U.S. dollar. Wow, talking about strong, hey? Look at that. Now, I pointed this out here many a times, okay, where you basically had a left shoulder, a head, right shoulder, and then a bigger left shoulder, head situation, right shoulder, and then she ripped right up here nicely. Now, we have the same kind of a scenario going on right here, and you can see how nicely this is ripping right on up here again. So let's just look at the upside. So what you want to watch is this 106.51. Okay, that's really going to be key. If we can get above that, then what we're going to do is we're going to come right into this candle here. You're looking at 107.11, and then we're going to come up here at 107.34. Just that simple. Okay, very, very simple. See, so you can see that left shoulder, that head, that right shoulder. The same way here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and now she's really breaking out. So just if you have to close above that 106.51, if you can, then you just look right there at that 107.11 and then 107.34. Okay, very, very crucial. So when you look at the top of here, here's that 107.34, and it looks like you're rallying up here very, very nicely to that. Okay, so first of all, you have that 107.11, there it is, and then that 107.34. Now again, if you can crack above that, then we'll bring this price channel right across here. Okay, so then what you're looking at is 107.99. Then we look to the bottom of this candle, you're looking at 109.53. And then we look to the top there, you're looking at 111.27. Then we just keep following it all up, 112.53. You have 113.14. And then we have 113.94. And then you can go all the way here to the big retest of 114.77. This dollar is super, super strong here now. Right on the upside. The key is going to be a break and a close above that 106.51. Then your next target is going to be right up there. And then we just follow the price channels up here to see your big target. Now, on the downside, well, you always want to watch that 8 SMA here. Okay, so even when it's sold down, it's holding that 8 simple moving average. See how nice that works? 105.90. Now, again, if that's lost, then we'll come to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 105.74. We can look there. You're looking at 105.52. And then we have the breakout candle, 105.30. And then this is where you want to watch right here, okay, 105.07. That comes right across. And then we have your 21-day at 104.94, okay? So, but again, it's all based on if you can lose that 8 SMA. If that's lost on a closing basis, then we can follow the candles until you hit your key support levels here, your 21-day, your 50 SMA here, and then your 200 SMA, and possibly even your 100 SMA. But you got to lose that 8-day first. That is the very, very key. Upside, just watch that right there, that level. That's very, very crucial, that 107.34. If you can just ratchet all the way up, and there's your big target up there at 114.77. Okay, let's take a real quick look here at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil. I give you this 3 times a day because this is pretty much my thing. Okay, the old crude ski. Okay, so what do we have here? Now, we closed at 82.11. Okay, that was your closing. And right there, 82.34, and we have 82.11. So you closed right there at that 8 simple moving average. That's where you closed. So you're just below that 100, but you closed above that 8 simple moving average, just like we've done here. Okay, so even though it went below, it just went right, we're holding it so far. So now remember, the contract roll is Sunday, so this is going to probably jump up. But again, if you're trading ETFs, the ETFs won't jump up, but, we'll have a good maybe trading. Now, this is a lot of premium that's based in here like we had here on Friday. Look at old Sticky. He's all green, lit up Sticky. You had came in like 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And basically what happened was Israel targeted Iran. Okay, now, again, it didn't look like they did any kind of a damage. What you're looking for is any kind of a damage like on the oil facilities. That's going to be very, very crucial. That's why it shot right on up here to figure, okay, I can hit a tanker ship. I can hit where they're pumping the oil, all that kind of stuff. Any kind of disruption is going to send it higher. Now, remember, crude here, now from now on here all the way till fall, is going to be very, very volatile. So just get used to this kind of a situation because that's exactly what you're going to have, that volatility. But if you notice here, the previous day here, that Thursday, your low was 81.06, okay? And then we had 81.13. So we put in a higher low and obviously a higher high. You just couldn't hold it, okay? Again, very, very key levels that you want to watch. It's just watch that 50-day, 81.90. Watch this price channel, 80.30. That's the bottom of that candle. And then this key 79.78. That's your 200-day. Watch that. All that is very, very crucial here to your downside. If that's lost, right there, 78.45. And right there, 77.22. Those are your support levels. until she comes all the way down to your 21-day or your 100-day at 77.14. Okay, so a lot of really big time support, not just candles. The upside here, what you want to watch is watch the bottom of that candle, 82.55. Watch the top of there, okay, 82.84. If you can get above, you follow these candles here to the left, 83.12, 83.21, the bottom of that candle, 83.85, and then you have your 21-day at 84.07. Right above it, you have your 8 SMA, 84.39. Now, again, as this rallies up, you know, if you have any kind of this 21-day, this 8-day is going to be an absolute brick wall trying to get through it. Just like we had here. See, once we got below it, look what happened. Yeah, you popped above, but where'd you close? Popped above, where'd you close? See, that's the key to that 8 simple moving average. Very, very strong. That's why you always want to use it. Works just fantastic. Now, again, we got to see when those futures open on Sunday night, is this 8-day going to cross below that? That's not a really good sign, you know what I'm saying, for this thing to go much higher right away, kind of a situation. Now, your RSI is kind of flattening out here. This is still bearish, your green below the red. That's not showing very good. But it did hold this key 8 SMA here. Now we got to see if we can possibly get right back up. Again, if you can get above all this, then you have a nice target of that 87.67. Okay, let's take a quick look here at natty gas. Okay, natural gas. Now, I closed at 1.75. 1.752, okay, it needed to hold. Well, you came in very, very close to it, so you're really sitting right on that 8 SMA, okay? So what you just don't want to do is have that close below that, which we did just by a hair, because this is what you get, okay? You can't get through it, and this is 3 weeks worth. 3 weeks of on top. What you just want to do is get this rallying above here, then we can start hitting these levels, okay? So you get that 1.83, 1.90, okay, 1.943. And then this is what the candle that you're looking for in a weekly is that 2.0, and then we can have a nice target up there at 2.169, okay? That's what you're looking for in a weekly. Now, the green is still below the red, have not curled up yet. Very, very, this is looking to be bullish if we can just start getting this thing to rally up here a little bit. RSI is kind of flat. Your MACD here on your daily chart here, well, this is kind of can go either way. Your RSI here looking okay, but your overall chart here, okay, so it's not looking that bad. You have a low, higher low, higher low, and a higher low, okay. What? 3 greens, 3 greens, 3 greens. Now we got that contract roll coming here Sunday, so this is the contract roll last time. See how you gapped up, okay, and then we came down, okay, and then we rallied. Came down, and then we may rally. But we were putting in higher lows, just like here. Very, very nice when you see them higher low situations, okay? Now, we broke below last week here, but you notice that it still held this 1.64 level, which is coming right across here, okay? Let me just big that up a little bit, okay? So you held that level, which is coming if you take off the top of that candle, okay? See, we bring the line all across. So you're holding that support level. If that is lost here, okay, then obviously you can go 160 and then you can go 158.9. That is going to be your targets, okay, on the downside. The upside, everything is just jammed right there, okay? So you got 1.764, you have 1.759, and then we have 1.751. So you need to get all above this. So Friday, you popped above, yeah, 1.80, okay? So why did it stop there? Well, let's look to the left. What do you see? 1.80. See that? That was your resistance, but you got to close above that. If you can, a lot of nice targets. 1.85, 1.89, 92, 1.94. So we got to see next week here on this gap up, which we're going to get a gap up. There's no question about that, because when you look at the futures, they're higher than what they are right now. You'll gap up to that, and the question will be, can it hold just like it did here and then have a nice rally up? That's the key. But you got a lot of nice space, okay, to see what's going to happen. Okay, so that's what we want to watch there on Sunday when that futures open. See what kind of situation that we're going to have. But it looks like we possibly can get back up to that 1.94 level here, and then that's what you're looking for, that 2.0 And then right here is that 2.168, which lines up pretty much nicely here with the 100-day, lines up with the 21-day. If you can get above that, here's that target that you're looking for is that gap fill at 2.42. Okay, but let's just see how this shakes out here, because it's kind of a fooler, and it'll frustrate you if you let it, because you had a topping tail and then a red, three greens, topping tail, red, three greens, topping tail, red, and then we had an indecision candle just like we had the previous Friday. See that? Both of those were the Friday action, and then it just couldn't sell up. I mean, then this sold right off, but then we just rallied up nicely here into this contract roll. So let's just see what that contract roll does. Maybe we can push this thing a little bit higher. Okay, that's what I got for you here. What do we review? We reviewed the indexes, the Dow, the S&P, and NASDAQ, gold, silver, Bitcoin, U.S. dollar, crude, and natural gas. Now, I'll be back here Sunday night, as usual, and we'll go a little bit more in depth on crude oil and natural gas, and we'll see what those futures are doing and get you all set up there for Monday. Okay, hope everybody's having a great weekend, and thanks for watching.